This video will cover unboxing of the Gen5x16 PCIe analyzer. In your top layer of foam, you will have the x16 interposer. It should already have the long bracket on it. You'll have a bag here that's got a couple of screws and a short bracket, as well as supporting brackets to help any of the dust that you're plugging into the interposer. Take the interposer out, plug it into any of the x16 slots on your motherboard, preferably slot 1. I'm going to go ahead and place my DUT in there as well. So on the interposer, there are the sideband 0 and 1 cables, and then you have your up and your downstream as well. And those correspond to the sideband 0, sideband 1 here, and then the up and your downstream ports that you have on the analyzer. The rest of the box, under the second foam, you have all of your cables. So you have your power supply for the interposer, 2 power cables, the QSFP cables for your up and your downstream, and then OcuLink cables for your sideband signals. Go ahead and plug in the analyzer, get that powered on. Do recommend powering on the analyzer first. Once the analyzer is powered on, you can then power on the interposer. You can go ahead and power on the interposer while the analyzer is powering on. That's fine. I just prefer to do this so that I know which one comes up when and that the analyzer actually powers on correctly. Make sure anytime you're plugging in or dealing with our AIC interposer, your host system is powered down and the power supply is turned off. Plug in your up and your downstream QSFP cables. Upstream to upstream, downstream to downstream. This one's on the bottom. And the OcuLink cables, one of these ends is a 90 and the other is straight. I prefer to take the 90-degree end to the analyzer and the straight goes to the interposer. So take sideband 1 on the interposer, sideband 0 to sideband 0. Okay, so analyzer is still booting. See here on the LCD, the Serial Tech logo. Once that is flashed away essentially and it shows up with a serial number, alias, gives you the link status, and then shows you the interposer down here. That's whenever the analyzer is finally booted and is ready to go. You also have your 3 Cat6 port here. 2 of them are 10 gig. The other one is a 1 gig port. You can use any of the 3 on the front. By default, they are DHCP enabled. You can set a static IP from the LCD, however. Okay. Analyzer is loaded. Okay, so we have our IP address. We're waiting to get the interposer information once we powered on. Link status shows Gen 1 by 1, and we have our activity lights, TLP lights, or TLP LED, training LED, and air LEDs here for the up and the downstream. So we can come over, and you can do this either way. You can plug it into the PSU, or you can plug in the interposer. It is your preference. Okay, after you see the interposer, it's a x16 AIC, and it gives you a serial number. You can power on your host system. Without any configuration files or anything, we do auto follow any of the speed and width changes. So this DUT on this host system defaults up to Gen4x16. This is a Gen5 device with a retraining on set PCI. I can get it up to Gen5 and I'll show that. Over here, typing in the IP address onto any Chromium-based browser So you can use Edge or Chromium. You can come to the capture dashboard and get a live readout of the analyzer. If you want to take any captures or do that from here, you can do it from here on the web browser or on the LCD. Remote into the system real quick. So check, we see Gen5, Gen4x16, set PCI. All right, come back here on the analyzer. We see Gen5x16 here on the analyzer, and you can confirm that also on the front LCD. We see Gen5x16, and get the same graph readout that we saw on the web browser here as well. If you wanted to, you can take recordings and stop recordings here on the LCD. So there's a lot you can do from the LCD or the web browser based on how you want, but that is unboxing of the Gen5x16 PCIe analyzer. If you have any questions, please email us at support@serialtech.com. Thank you.